Hi. Today's little self-care practice is about accessing your vagus nerve, which I'm sure many of you will have heard about. It's the 10th largest cranial nerve, and it innervates the throat, the respiratory system, and the diaphragm. And the ventral vagus is particularly important for our social connections, our bonding, our showing up in the world, and being able to feel relaxed and interactive and calm, basically to feel safe. So when we're feeling quite stressed or challenged, really simple little physical movements can help influence the nerve itself and maybe potentially change that state for us. That's what the research, and for me, experientially, the result has shown. So I wanted to share with you a really short practice that's one of Stanley Rosenberg's, who has written a beautiful book called Accessing the Healing Powers of the Vagus Nerve. And this is his basic exercise, and it's super simple, which I love the simple things. So to start off with, we're going to take a kind of control, a base, to kind of see where we are. So I'm going to invite you to be reasonably upright in your body, maybe sitting up with a sense of length through the spine, and then just simply turning the head from one side to the other. And as you do that, just coming to notice the level of tension or discomfort or ease with which the head turns. And maybe you want to give a number to any sense of discomfort or difficulty that you may be feeling, maybe a number out of 10. So if you're turning the head one way, maybe I might say, oh, it's a 2. If I turn my head to the left, and if I turn it to the right, it's more like a 5. And that's just a gauge, really, so that when we finish the practice, you'll have a sense of whether the practice has had any physical effect on you. So when you feel that you've got a sense of the number that you want to give for each side, we're going to take the little practice itself. I'm going to do it seated, but the invitation is for you to now come and lie down somewhere so that you can take this practice. And when you're lying down comfortably on the ground or on the bed, taking the hands and bringing the hands behind the head, fingertips interlaced, so the hands are right on the back of the head, right? So not on the top and not down on the neck, but right on the back of the head, just above where the spine just meets the bones of the head. Okay, and with your hands here, just softening through the shoulders and the elbows, take a few easy breaths and bring all of your attention into the weight of the head. Give away some of that weight so you can really feel the head resting into the fingers. Now, keeping the head completely still and this sense of weight and heaviness, so you knowing this relationship between the back of the head and the hands, open the eyes if they're closed and just turn the eyes to look to the right, as far to the right as you can without moving the head. And we're going to hold this for about 30 seconds to a minute. And you may find that as you hold this, that there's a yawn or a sigh that has to happen as you basically just looking into the right hand corner of the eyes with the eyes. And don't worry if it doesn't, it may happen second time round, not. But just notice if there's any kind of spontaneous release through the mouth, through the jaw, through noise. And then bringing the eyes back to center if that has or hasn't happened, just noticing how it is for a moment. And we're going to do the same on the left side. So still with the hands interlaced, the weight of the head resting onto the hands. Just taking the eyes richly over to the left, as far over to the left in the sockets as they can go. And holding this gaze here as we breathe easily, 30 seconds up to a minute. And again, just noticing if there's any spontaneous kind of release, any sigh or yawn, any sense of noise or softness through the jaw and the throat. And then coming back to center when you feel ready. So you can repeat that exercise as many times as you like. And if you felt a release, then you might like to now come back to this returned kind of upright place in the spine and just turn the head from side to side and just see how much more movement you have in the head, and whether the number that you gave when turning to one side and then the other has decreased a little bit, whether it feels a little bit more free. So you may find that at certain times in your day, if it's possible for you, if you want to move into that ventral vagus state a little bit more, if you want to floss the vagus nerve as it were, you could just take this really simple eye movement and see what happens. And make sure that you let me know what your results were. I'm really curious to find out how the practice landed with you. And you can find out more about these practices in Stanley Rosenberg's book, Accessing the Healing Power of the Vagus Nerve. Thanks so much. Bye.